So, all right, guys, thanks for joining. Okay, so as part of today agenda, so we're gonna do some, step-by-step process. Okay, so here it is my, profile. So I have a 15 years of experience as a database architect, and I'm working last 5.5 years as a cloud database architect, and different cloud platforms like Azure and GCP, AWS as well. But I'm more into this Azure. Okay, so most of the projects I delivered, okay, so that is basically Azure. So with respect to deployment, uh, development, as well as highly available HADR implementations and optimization, cost optimization, a landing zone design and implementation. These are the portfolios I worked for the couple of projects and last 5 years different customers, and I do delivering some sort of freelancing projects as well. Okay, so here is my uh, profile. So coming to this, why we should go for Azure basically. So current trending is will have most of the jobs and enhancing the skill set based upon the current market trend. Basically, the GCP and Azure is the top getting the opportunities. So that's what accordingly we just need to enhance our skills basically. So what I'm trying to say, okay, so at this moment, most of legacy models running in the projects, basically that's towards delivering and implementation cloud platform, whether it is in Azure, GCP, AWS, Alibaba, Salesforce. Their own having their own set of cloud, public cloud and private cloud as well, different vendors. But we are more focusing in today is Azure related stuff. Okay, so coming to this, why we should go for Azure. Basically, though market leader in Azure, AWS, okay, last 10 years, okay, so which is having nearly to the 40% of the market share. Azure is rapidly increasing last 3 years. Why? Because since we have this own product of the MS SQL of Microsoft, so with respect to cost and all, so Microsoft is giving to the 10 times lesser than the AWS. Okay, so that's what who are an existing customer, they just want to move for cloud landscape in Azure, whether it is in infrastructure as a service and the platform as a service, as a uh, these areas toward they're moving. Okay, so that is what it is. As of now, Microsoft is having across the world. Okay, so it is having 151 regions they are spread. Okay, so that's what the nearby data center, which is giving the optimal performance. Okay, so in fact, comparing to Azure as of now, Google is giving high performance related stuff. Okay, so that is one of the fact we just need to remember. But at this moment, the Azure related, we have 151 regions across the world. We do have India also, three regions. Okay, so that's what the current data centers in the region, which is located in a uh, Azure perspective. And coming to this, comparison perspective. Okay, so though Azure has started, 7 years back. So I was, 2015 in the Microsoft working for 1.5 year. Okay, 2013 to 15. It is, simply launched Microsoft. Okay, so there is not that much of features and the services Microsoft is enhanced. Okay, but at this time we just, migrated 2014 SQL Server and application into the uh, on-premises to cloud landscape. So there I got opportunity in-house, training from the Microsoft end. Then I just delivered, migration project over there. Then I just moved for, the Techem to IBM. Okay, so that's what my journey started, before for 5 years back. Okay, so I'm just, a couple of cloud vendors working for, Azure, GCP and AWS as well currently. Okay, so if you can see this, this is completely for, it is not for any kind of specific for the cloud deployments models. Okay, we could see for there is a deployment models and the service models. This is unique for all cloud vendors. Why? Because how we are going to deploy, what we are going to deploy. So what is the pattern we just need to uh, move forward. Okay, this is a stick for all the cloud vendor, like either AWS, Azure, Google, and Alibaba, IBM, Salesforce. Okay, so we have three more deployment models. Okay, so main focus is like uh, private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. Okay, so recently, came into the picture, community cloud as well. So we'll talk about each and everything. Okay, so and service module, we have, infrastructure as a service and the platform as a service and the software as a service. So what is infrastructure as a service? Okay, it is typically our on-premises environment, but underlying hardware, software component is going to maintain and managed by the cloud vendor. Okay, so what exactly it is? Okay, so let's move this. Yeah, this is basically our traditional on-premises one. So we could see for these 9 layers, basically we will use for uh, we will for use for networking and storage services, visualization, OS, middleware, and runtime data application. Entire thing we are going to maintain into our on-premises environment. Okay, so we just need to focus on the network related, the storage related, and the database and the OS. Everything we just know. Let's talk about the OS. We just need to take the licensing factors from the vendors. Okay, so either Linux or there are Windows, Unix platforms as well, right? So in the storage related, we just need to work in the storage platform related vendors. So everything is it is isolated to case to case, and you have to maintain the software development life cycle as well, patching, backup, restores. These things we just need to have. You guys is pretty much aware what we are doing last 20 to 30 years as of now. Okay, but as and when cloud came into the picture, so which we talked about, infrastructure as a service and the platform as a service and the software as a service. What we are referring is basically so infrastructure as a service, right? So here what it will happen with the cloud prospect of, okay, so we have in the uh, out of 9 layers, we have 4 layers is my cloud vendor is going to maintain completely. That is network layer. Okay, so on the storage layer, on our servers and the virtualization, this component is going to maintain. Okay, so you don't need to bother about the configuration prospect of, you don't need to bother about the storage, how much storage you want. You know See, if you want to, increase our storage, let's say your laptop, we have, 500 GB and, four core and, 32 GB or 16 GB we have. So on of sudden, if you want, increase your storage capacity and the memory, that is very difficult to do in a traditional manner. But when you are into the cloud, okay, so we just need to request, or on file we can able to increase. So let's simulate the same thing, server prospect as well. Basically in the server as well, migration prospect. Okay, so there is no mm, horizontal, vertical migration related stuff in a traditional manner. We just need to make in one more server, shift into this, storage data, whatever you want. But that is taking off 3 months, 6 months, in fact 1.5 year projects also, and migration but in this case, when you go for infrastructure as a service, you don't need to bother about the things. Okay, only we just need to focus on managing of your OS. Why OS is basically, some existing customers may have some sort of OS licensing, whether it Windows or the Linux. So Microsoft, what it is going to give flexibility. So they are going to give, if you are existing OS licensing factor with you, so we can directly get 49% of the cost is going to reduce. So we'll discuss that actually, the how we are going to optimize the cost as well when we are going to uh, work, cloud landscape as a architect, as a DDB or DBA, so that we can focus on. And the middleware runtime data. Okay, so data also we just need to focus what data you want to deploy, how, whether MySQL, MS SQL, and that, and application. So we just need to focus off of these 5 layers only. Okay, so rest of the things you don't need to bother about in a patching, backup, and all. Okay, so we have all the services over here so that we can implement. But the fact is here, you feel like in our on premises, like you have server, right? So you have your own server, right? So on premises, whatever you feel like uh, your own server, so likewise you can able to feel in a cloud as well. So only the thing is, okay, so only the thing is, uh, the underlying server related stuff, cloud vendor is going to maintain. So you will feel like agent, everything it is going to manage and maintain by the cloud vendor, but the data and management related stuff you have to take care of this one. Okay, so the other thing is, so it's typically infrastructure as service. It is, basically our on-premises servers, how we are look feel the same thing we have, and you have control of OS as well. So let's say sometimes instead of running a SQL agents or PowerShell and all, okay, you can able to do some automation kind of thing by using of the OS as well, right? So in a Linux environment, we are going to run some sort of jobs, PowerShell and all. So that flexibility we have. So what is the advantage of this one? Infrastructure as a service and the platform as a service is basically you have control of your server. Okay, so you feel like an on premises. Only the thing is the hardware component is going to maintain and manage with the cloud vendor. Okay, you don't have a control on this one basically. Okay, so that's what it is means. The other thing is we'll go for a platform as a service. So what is a platform as a service? We can see this platform as a service. Okay, so there is out of 9 layers, completely cloud vendor is going to maintain and manage, okay, including middleware, OS, runtime. You just need to focus your database, nothing to do. Have the data, you have to, you manage and maintain. You need to focus. Okay, so uh, whereas in the infrastructure as a service, you have to take care of your backups. You have to take care of your, OS, and you have to take care of any vulnerability related stuff. Okay, if you have facing some sort of, any performance related stuff, you just need to take care of yourself. Okay, but when it comes into the picture of platform as a service, basically you are only focusing of data and application. Rest of the performance related, backup related, OS related, hardware and patching, everything is going to taken care. So towards coming to this infrastructure as service to platform as a service, basically we have administration overhead, it is going to reduce completely, and nearly to the 90% of administration thing, you are going to overcome. Only we are going to focus on database related stuff. Okay, so the main important enhancement for the Microsoft end. So typically last 2 years and 1 year, 1.5 year back, so there is no flexibility of bring your own license concept into the platform as a service. Now it is last 5 months that bring your own license also it is going to work. Okay, so you can able to avail of the feature initially the infrastructure as a service. Now there's no platform as a service also. We have that uh, if you had own licensing with you, the software licensing that you can able to use for uh, 49% of the cost reduced. So it is day by day the service is going to enhancement is going to happening, and based upon the customer requirement, and Microsoft is going to daily they are going to release features and the services day by day. But now coming to the picture, the software as service. Okay, so it's typically the database standpoint of there is no services features is available in the software as a service. Okay, so we just more focus of infrastructure as a service in the platform as a service. So this is a software as a service, just like our Office 365, our Google Drive. So the end product we are going to use. Okay, let's say the Google Drive we are going to use. So where it the storage is located, no, what are the configuration, we are not aware of that entirely. They're going to manage what the service provider is going to give you, they're going to maintain, but service you are going to utilizing, right? So that is what it means in a software as a service. In a platform as a service, basically the Azure SQL and Azure SQL managed instance, this will comes into the picture actually. Okay, so these are all about platform as a service. And infrastructure as service in a database perspective, SQL Server, IaaS, VM. Okay, so we have three flavors in the database standpoint of uh, Azure end. Okay, so we just focus on SQL Server, IaaS, VM, and Azure SQL. In Azure SQL, we have again three flavors. We will discuss in depth in next slide, and we'll deploy any one of Azure SQL and Azure SQL managed instance as well. Okay, so uh, coming to this platform as service recently, of 1 month back. Okay, so now Microsoft is launched free of using of Azure SQL. Okay, so typically on premises what we will do, if you want to test something of a SQL Server end, we have evaluation edition, free of editions, right? With you can download and install whatever you have in your laptop, your VM boxes and all. You can test it and utilize. So the same prospect of in Azure also. Okay, so without having of any thing, okay, you just need to go and use that Azure SQL. That also will gonna explore on this one. Okay, so that is all about service model, infrastructure as a service, in the platform as a service, in the software as a service, and the deployment model. See, these things to all cloud vendors it is common. Okay, there is no changes. Okay, even if you go for the GCP and AWS also, this is same. And coming to this deployment models, basically what it will happen, we have three major deployment model services. That is a public, private, and the hybrid cloud. So public cloud is basically, see, in a normal layman words, it is in our areas, we are going to use for the public parks, right? So everybody will go and will use the services, you can enjoy it. Okay, so this is also the same thing. So but there is some own restriction coming to this cloud prospect of. Okay, so whatever the service into the whatever services provided by the Azure or AWS or GCP, you just take your credentials, and you can just take your account there. You can have to use, okay, as per free trial, you know enterprise subscription, or development subscription and all. You can use and you can avail of that one. But the maintaining of, you cannot able to see your own resources. I cannot able to see my, the other resources. Okay, so this is isolated thing. Okay, coming to the private cloud, basically you are going to take your enterprise level subscription over there. So nobody is not going to see your resources, and they cannot able to do anything from you. So it's like private cloud is basically how we can able to define your own house. You are maintaining some garden, small park. Okay, so you are only the authorized person to use that services in the future within your premises. Like say you are having some small park, okay, in your own house. So you are only the authorized person to enter and utilize that one. No one else to come into this your home and spend something. How you are going to spend in the public parks as well. So that's what public clouds comes into the picture. And the hybrid cloud is basically, so the workloads, the enterprise customers is running their own thing. Okay, so in on premises, let's say you want to migrate your workloads to the cloud. Okay, this suddenly they're not going to do completely the 100% of their development, test, production, entire they're not going to put into the cloud, right? So they're gradually they're going to increase this moving off cloud. So they'll maintain the production initially only through a dev and test. They're going to move cloud. So it is in a on-premises to cloud. Some workloads is running on premises, some workloads into the cloud. Okay, so in other scenario, what we can considering basically, so this hybrid cloud and the community cloud is now currently it is booming. Okay, so why? Because the private cloud and the public cloud is comparing to a little bit of cost. Okay, so let's say you have your on-premises workloads. Okay, this is my on-premises. Okay, so you just maintaining of and here is my Azure or AWS. So maintaining of your database, we have a couple of databases over here. Okay, so you are maintaining hundreds of database servers here. Okay, so either production, development, test, whatever. Okay, so we do have in a cloud landscape with us. Okay, so we have this is my Azure cloud. Okay, so as a customer, as an enterprise organizer, okay, so you are going to run your first of all initially dev environment or test environment. So you will test your environment completely thoroughly. Okay, so it is in a dev environment. Okay, and you do have in a test. Okay, so everything is working perfect. So then your your production is maintaining still in your or on premises. Okay, so you are maintaining the production environment dev test here. Okay, so how the design landscape, how it is going to happen, what is the synchronization behind us, where we have a lot of things. Okay, we just need to establish the connectivity, network connectivity, either point to site or the site to site, hybrid connectivity. There is a lot of networking layers to an establishment, and other factors would be AD authentication, and we will discuss that each and every module. Okay, so the point is here the hybrid cloud typically. Okay, so okay, so we will in a hybrid cloud use cases typically what it is going to happen. So customer is maintaining their workloads here. Okay, so in some of the workloads is production and dev and test here. So likewise they're going to maintaining. So other fact is, okay, so we do have other cloud vendor. Let's say you are maintaining in the GCP. Okay, so Google Cloud. So here also you are maintaining some of your databases workloads or then applications or whatever. So see why we'll go for, already you are in a Azure, and why we should go for GCP and AWS. So because of flexibility, services, offerings, and speed. So it's depend upon. So that is your business requirement, how we are going to affordable things based upon your project. Okay, so here what I want to say, so running off these things again, uh, GCP and Azure. Okay, so you can focus on this one of the cloud vendor. And here I'm just, so the point is hybrid cloud, the workload that you are running on-premises to cloud or the cloud to cloud, whatever. Okay, so this is what hybrid cloud. So the business use cases, as I said initially. So some customers you have US region, so they're more precise to maintain their workloads and all. So you will at this point of time the customer wants to go for a business decision point of, okay, so GCP. And like Netherlands and India or UK. So there is a few more branches in the customers we have there. We are going to maintain it in this Azure, and the own corporate office still there using Okay, so in a traditional manner is the production. So this is typically it will came into the picture. Okay, that is a one business use case. The other business use cases typically, if we are in initial migration process, they will go for initial tests and development and QA. Then after that, will they move for the production as well. So this is typically came into the picture into the hybrid cloud manner. So what about the community cloud? Okay, so the community cloud now it is most of the business areas they are focusing this community cloud business model. Okay, so what it is basically the community cloud. It is also same like, okay, so we'll have cloud here. Okay, so we just maintaining of Azure uh, cloud vendor. Okay, so we just take an example of banking sector. We will take info real estate sector, health sector. Okay, so these sectors, okay, maintaining of individual corporate environment, so it's a very expensive related stuff. Okay, so in cloud, what it is going to happen, hybrid cloud perspective, just considering as banking. Okay, so you have a HDFC account, you are going to withdrawing your amount in SBI or ICS. How it is going to happening? So there is banking community corporate level. Okay, the integrated together to exchange their services to maintain cost optimization, so that okay they will follow some sort of rules and regulation, so that you are part of that community and you can able to avail that services. Okay, the same thing health sector as well. Okay, so just layerman words, if you have gated community, okay, you are going to have some set of rules and regulation. Accordingly you will follow, you are going to utilize the services like gym, okay, so a swimming pool, okay, indoor stadium, so whatever you have, so you are part of that community, you are follow the rules and regulation, you will, so nobody else is go come into the picture and outside the public, they are not going to utilize. Okay, that is simple funda. Okay, that is not in a complication. This community cloud, they will follow some set of rule. Best example is the banking sector. Okay, so why we should go for basically Azure. Okay, so why we should go for basically Azure. So typically we have the past compatibilities, .NET and hybrid connectivity sales, enterprise agreement, learning curve. These are the more focused area to get move for the Azure basically. See, what is the enterprise? As I said initially, okay, you have software licensing with the Microsoft, you are running your business last 20 years. Okay, now you want to move cloud, so you are already purchased 3 years 4 years license agreement with you are going to utilize the same sort of uh, uh, agreement related service agreement related with the cloud. So the best suit is in the Microsoft, so you are getting nearly the 50% 50 to 60% of the cost. Okay, and the hybrid connectivity comparing to AWS and the GCP. Okay, so AWS and GCP, Azure is going to give the hybrid connectivity. It is in a very massive uh, implementation. Okay, even AWS is not implemented that much of rapid connectivity implementation. Okay, suppose that now AWS also launching the connectivity establishment, but in Azure has given it is very easy to implement the connectivity establishment. Okay, so we have site to site, point to site, and also pairing concepts. So we have to easy to establish the connectivity. So without connectivity, we cannot able to do. That's what the hybrid connectivity solution in Azure we have put. Okay, the past compatibility. So what the past compatibility is basically what I want to tell here. Um, I mean the past services. Okay, so we have a lot more services in a past perspective. Okay, so we can say this, most of the past services we have with us. Okay, so just allow me 1 minute. So the web apps and analytics and database DevOps hybrid community cloud. So that aspect we have a lot of PaaS services in comparing to other cloud vendor. That's what Microsoft Azure have most of PaaS compatibilities to comparing to other. And the .NET compatibility. So .NET also Microsoft product. Okay, so that's what okay, so you can use for the same sort of without changing of your code and all the same thing you can use, Azure. Okay, so that also gives some flexibility. Security offerings, so comparing to other cloud vendors, which is proved by the Microsoft and across the world, the security. So integrated environment, as I said, to connect off on-premises to cloud, cloud to cloud. So the hybrid community, hybrid connectivity also, it is massive things it is going to happening. Okay, so learning curve, if you comparing to other cloud vendors, if you can see, the Microsoft is going to give you the better and the best learning curve. Okay, so they are going to give some documentation and give some sort of real time experimental things. So they are going to post and give deliver every Wednesday, weekly. So that is somewhat we have the information with us comparing to the AWS and the GCP. So as per my knowledge, we'll get Microsoft related information comparing to other. Okay, so we'll get a bunch of informations. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, so let's jump into the uh, uh, what exactly we are going to do. Okay, so basically we focus on migration projects and migration deliverables. Okay, we'll go and use for the DMA tool, and we do have map tool as well to discover the initial uh, mm, uh, customer environment. Okay, so either the ways you can able to discover. And also we have pass service from the Microsoft in Azure migrate as well. So this Azure migrate will give you the best discovery part of for the migration prospect. Okay, Azure migrate. So, so three ways you can able to discover your customer environment. So before going to migration, we'll focus on the discovery part. So if you have some customized scripts with you, you can run the scripts and grab the information and consolidate that, make it discovery. Then after that you will go and assess that one. Okay, so once output is coming with you, then after that just focus on the uh, which service model you are comfortable with this one. Okay, so we have three flavors, like I said. Okay, so infrastructure as a service and the platform as a service and the software as a service. Okay, so we have three purchasing model, which I said. Okay, um yeah. So we have infrastructure service, SQL Server, IaaS VM, and the platform as a service. We have uh, two things here. Okay, so SQL MI and Azure SQL managed instance. So here is our it this two is comes into the picture of platform as a service. This is the infrastructure as a service. As I said, we have full control and fully support HA futures, and we do have as much as the drive, it is going to support 500 terabyte and including of the licensing. Okay, so here also we have you don't have OS related stuff. Okay, and you require some code written to do the things. Okay, so 1 terabyte to max 4 terabyte database you can able to manage. And as I said, licensing is included, but licensing also you can able to avail. Now it is have an option to use that one. So managed instance, it is as same as our on-premises one, infrastructure as service, but only the thing is, okay, so you don't need to bother about including the backups, maintenance, everything it is going to taken care. And you have 8 terabyte of the storage capacity of using, and the hybrid licensing factor. So here is also you are bring your own licensing, and hybrid licensing factor also you can able to utilize this one. Okay, so this is all about futures Azure SQL. Okay, so what we will do, the migration prospect of will use for the lot of tools, migration initially to do the assessment part, we'll go for the DMA or map tool or Azure migrate. It is going to give complete information and recommending us, recommending us to what is the best target environment it is going to give us, and we'll go and use the migration tools like DMS data studio. Also it is going to help us to migrate the things. Okay, and we do have a couple of native methods in backup restore. Okay, so import export and configuring of the transaction replication and building of your always on high availability, so the and backpack exporting importing option. We have a lot of option to migration prospect of. So as per your requirement, which one is a suit, which one is the best optimal one, we can use that part. Okay, so I'm just stopping the recording. I just want to show current existing environment,